Hello and welcome back to Kia World Schools podcast, where we share about inspiring stories and explore big ideas with future leaders, present leaders, innovators, and thinkers. Today we have Mr. K.V.T. Ramesh here with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Samir.
And he needs no introduction. I want to ask you, what was your favorite childhood moment?
I believe in this thing called everything happens for a reason. It's okay. When I go back to my childhood, when I was supposed to join a school, my parents tried one of the best schools in Bengaluru. So that point of time, so I'm talking about back in very early 80s.
How do you see it right now?
Right now, I think, that's exactly my point. I had to work hard to speak in English later in my life because studied in all the Telugu medium. Otherwise, I would have definitely studied in English medium. I worked hard to speak in English, and then very well. I traveled across the world and coached and trained people and all that, for which I needed that kind of education, especially the language that I'm talking about. I missed that. So when I look at that, I think that people should have that kind of quality education early in their life so that they don't have to struggle to get a particular skill.
How do you define quality education?
Quality education, see, all the basic foundation should be there for kids. Education means you're learning something you don't know. So it's like right from the stage where you don't know anything to a stage where you know everything is education's responsibility, which means educator's responsibility rather. Understand the student well and give what they want. So in the way they want to learn. I've heard this statement from one of my gurus. Children learn from what they see, not from what they hear. You try telling them something, they'll not listen to it. If they see somebody doing it regularly, I don't want anybody to talk about givers gain. Rather, we need to see a community where we actually practice givers gain everywhere. So you keep giving. Only think of giving.
You have to do some business and grow big. So what are those core values you have learned during your education to become this big?
When you eat right and when you do right exercise and all that, you are actually energetic all through the day. I'm going to drive these kind of cars. I'm going to live in this kind of house. Even when I was not. So this is how it worked well for me. I think believing in yourself and then thinking big will actually make you.
Now let's go to your initiate to pick a book. How do you think this book reading habit can be induced into children nowadays and make them read books in a frequent way?
If you give that half an hour slot or maybe make it mandatory for children, they'll get into the habit. Once they get into the habit and feel that creativity and feel that co-author status, they'll get into it. You don't really have to teach after that. Schools have a lot of technology and all that, but along with that, have that base also, have that foundation also. You talk about reading or you talk about still classrooms, and tomorrow there will be a day maybe you don't need a teacher also. The school has to come into that joint, or maybe you can call it as a joint assignment. They'll now identify different methods to teach this particular thing to the students. And let's say that put it aside. Now this is a challenge side. Now I'm talking about a quality side which is special. Let's say very, very creative when it comes to painting or maybe drawing. Whatever they actually try to draw something on paper. This is a quality that you observe from your kid. That's not learned quality. That's maybe a skill which is there already in their mind. They want to do it. Observe that early and then just try to again go back to school and say that I think this quality is something that I observe, because fortunately today schools are ready to take this feedback also from all the parents. Joint assignment, you can actually do it really well for your kids. Today kids are very, very sharp. It's just that are we able to observe their traits is what matters here. So if we can observe that and then put it forward to the right people.
Keen to learn about parenting through some courses or being a part of some communities. I keep observing that. What is your take on those communities and those learning courses?
Parenting has been changing almost like every year. If you see, gone are those days. 20 years back, the way our parents have parented us, is not the way that you can parent your kids today, because the generations have changed, or maybe the facilities that we have today are not there at that point of time. You call it as whatever it is, okay, and the distractions you have today are not there at that point of time. So parenting was way easier at that point of time, and now it has become a little tougher because we are not changing the parenting style. So I think if somebody finds a way of parenting and with the new methods and all that, it's better we go form a community and learn from there, and then change our parenting style. But one thing that I can tell you, like the point that you mentioned, schools are also teaching parents. That has to happen. Too much of information is also a little risky for us today. Even before starting, you're trying to understand the need of this particular generation, or maybe what parents are looking at and all that. I really appreciate that. There's something new which is coming up, definitely, which is the need of the hour for sure. So wishing Kia all the very, very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.